It is Indiana in the morning. It's WCCS 101.1 FM, AM 1160 and WCCSradio.com. Monday morning, Mark Hilliard is with us from the Chamber of Commerce, and our visit this morning presented by Marcus & Mack, voted best law firm and best personal injury lawyer 3 years in a row in the Best of Indiana County contest. Visit them online at marcusandmack.com. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
We've got always something happening with the Chamber of Commerce, and I'm sure that there are a number of different things on your plate. Even as we speak, we head toward the summer months, but it doesn't slow down for you guys, does it?
No, this is a busy couple of weeks for us. Tomorrow morning, we have our small business workshop over at the Hilton Garden Inn, and we're looking forward to that. We have a really good turnout from small businesses, and we have groups from the Small Business Association, the Small Business Development Center, JARI, the Indiana County Office of Planning and Development, Ben Franklin Group. So we have a lot of different groups that are going to be there, meeting with businesses and talking about different resources that are available to them, some financial, some in terms of what benefits they can have if you're a woman-owned small business or a veteran-owned small business or a minority-owned small business. There are different incentives that you can apply for by being certified in one of those areas, and there are just a lot of different resources that, quite frankly, most people don't know about, and these groups are going to come in and tell them, number one, how they can coordinate together, but whether you're starting a small business or whether you have one that has been in existence for a while and you're looking to find a way to take that next step, there are resources available, and that's what we're going to talk about tomorrow so that everybody's kind of aware of what is available to them, because there's a variety of different groups and different avenues you can take, and hopefully we can provide some clarity tomorrow morning.
Yeah. And can people still sign up for that? Or
they can. We're pretty full with it, but we could probably take a couple of more if we are last minute. But if somebody wants to be a part of that, I'd recommend calling today, because we're probably not going to be able to take walk-ins tomorrow for it. But it'll be at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. It does include breakfast, so and we're going to try to keep it as brief as possible, but make sure we answer all the questions that small businesses have.
Yeah, and I'm sure there are plenty of them.
Yes, especially nowadays.
Yeah. Well, everything relates to what's going on in Homer City with Homer City redevelopment. So you have a small business question with people coming in. We're anticipating that there will be a bit of a population boom. Businesses and services will be called upon to offer themselves, and so this would be ideal for somebody to get set up.
Yeah, one of the things that we would like to really start to promote with the chamber, especially this year, and some different initiatives that we've talked about, is entrepreneurship. And I know Eric Lauber does a great job over at the TEC down the street, but that's one thing that we've wanted to work with him on and try to encourage more people to get into starting a small business. And there's other opportunities for a lot of existing small business owners or business owners throughout the county. We have a number that are getting ready to retire, and we'd love to find younger people who might be interested in taking over some of those businesses. So I think there are some opportunities there for young entrepreneurs, and especially with what's happening in Homer City. Certainly we're going to we feel we're going to expect a boom where we're going to need more small businesses and more pretty much everything at this point in time. So we'd love more small business owners or more young people who are interested in owning a business, period, to step up and find ways that they can get involved right away, because we're going to need them, especially in the next 10 years. I think it's going to happen even more.
I think I have a suggestion for a new slogan for Chamber of Commerce. We need more everything.
Well, that's what we're being told. I mean, when you have a population increase,
sure,
and especially people coming and going, not all of them will be full time, but some of the numbers that we had heard. You're going to need a little bit of everything. You're going to need more healthcare workers. You're going to need more, people working in the service industry. So to be able to manage everything that's going to be coming our way, we could use more of everything.
We're going to need more housing. We're going to need more.
Well, housing is a big issue. That's something that we're going to continue to work on to make sure we have the proper housing for those folks.
Yeah. So that was one thing that you mentioned that you have coming up, one of several.
So tomorrow afternoon, we have the president and CEO of the PA Chamber, the Pennsylvania Chamber of Business and Industry, Luke Bernstein, is coming into town, and he has wanted to come to Indiana for a while, and we've invited him up tomorrow. We're going to do an after-hours event over at the Fox Clark Gallery. It is hosted by Kuzneski Insurance Group. But the after hours is open to anybody, and it's going to be a great event. But Luke's going to be there and talking with membership, and it's going to be very casual, so it's not something that's going to be a formal type of event. But he'll be trying to do it in a little bit of a meet and greet and talking with people about some of the things that are happening throughout the county. And he's also going to be taking some time, from what I've understood, he's reached out to Homer City and some of the other businesses in the community, and is going to try to meet with a lot of those folks as well to get a feel for everything that's happening here in the county. So if you'd like to attend the after hours, it should be a great event. Whether you know who Luke Bernstein is or not, you should still have a good time. But I think he'll be able to provide some good insight from things that are going on all throughout the Commonwealth, as well as be able to see how he might be able to assist here in Indiana County with some of the growth that we expect here in the next few years.
Yeah, tomorrow's going to be an interesting day. The Secretary of Education is going to be at ICTC tomorrow as well.
I heard about that as well. So it's like I said, it's a busy day. And the last few weeks seem to have everything's been kind of packed into these last couple of weeks of the month. But and we have our golf outing on Thursday too. So we have quite a busy week here ahead of us, and you can still sign up for our chamber golf outing. It's always a great event, and we hope that we get. If you haven't signed up yet, we'll take your foursome through tomorrow. That's our last day for sign-ups, but it looks like we're going to be pretty full again with that one, and we have the last few years, and it's been fun, and we enjoy interacting with some of the folks in a more casual level at the Links at Spring Church. So we're happy to do that.
You'll have a brief break for Memorial Day, and then it's off as you head toward the month of June, and so many things happen in Indiana County in the month of June. It's pretty amazing what goes on here. Yeah,
we we get a bit of a break. We have the last day of the month. I believe it's the Saturday the 31st. We have our paddle and picnic event down in Blairsville. So it's that Pack Saddle Gap, and it's a kayaking event, and I've enjoyed doing that the last few years, and we're hoping we get some nice weather, and you can still sign up for that as well. But that's going on at the end of the month, and we have a little bit of a picnic afterwards. Mm-hmm. And then, June is a chance for us to catch our breath a little bit after all the events that we've had. But we have a lot of planning to do as we get prepared to move into our new building. So June and July are going to be busy months in terms of that preparation, and then we have a lot of things that we're trying to get ready for, for the fall, and some other initiatives that we're looking at with the chamber. Some workforce related, some related to Homer City, and some related to economic development. So we're trying to put some things in place, and usually the summer months are our chance to do that, because we slow down just enough before we start ramping up back in August, and then it's full steam ahead until the end of the year. So yeah, it's going to be a busy time, but I'll tell you, it's exciting, and that's when you see some of the things that are happening, and you read the stories, and you talk with some of the folks around town. I'm really happy to be in the situation we're in. It's going to be interesting to see how this all develops over the next few years. And I think it's going to be fun. Yeah.
The building that you mentioned,
yes,
of course, just down the street. There's been a lot of work going on there in recent weeks, especially. And so I know that you have plans for it, and as we think about the layout, the various agencies that are going to be involved there, and deciding who's going to be where, and how the place is going to function, tell me about those details, what you can, of where everybody's going to be and how it's going to work.
Well, we're all going to have our offices there. Everything's kind of been laid out already, but we're going to keep pretty much the same open concept that it has right now, because it's a beautiful building, and we want to make sure we show that off. We will be. They're working on public restrooms as well, so that when we do hold events, that there'll be public restroom access. And we're building a brand new conference room. So where the teller window is, that's behind that is going to be a conference room that will be available to chamber members or tourist bureau members. That if they would want to be able to use that at different times, and we certainly want to be able to open that up for different groups and organizations, or the state senator, state representative who are right nearby, if they want to be able to use that as well. So it's a building that we've been calling it a welcome center, and that's truly what we want to make it to be, sort of an Indiana County welcome center. We have some plans down the road for some things we'd like to try with it, but it's going to be something that I think the timing is right, and for these organizations, the Tourist Bureau and Downtown Indiana and us being able to be in one building, one location with everything that's happening around the county, I think it will be good. And if we can find some ways to use that space and hopefully encourage visitors to come there, I think that's going to be a good first start for new people coming to the county. That'd be a great first step for them to come in there, and hopefully we can guide them to where they need to be throughout Indiana County.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you said that phrase around Indiana County. And let's take a trip around Indiana County.
Let's do it.
Retail is always something that people have a great interest in, and boy, Oakland Avenue is just booming with retail. But we tend to focus upon that. But it's more than just Oakland Avenue. Homer City, Blairsville. Everybody is going to have an opportunity, I think, to benefit from what will be happening at Homer City Generation or Homer City Redevelopment. And because of that, townships, municipalities, boroughs, they're looking at opportunities. And I'm sure that you have the resources that you can help them at least point them in the right direction when they have questions.
Absolutely, and we'd be happy to. We have a great team of people. It's not just the Chamber of Commerce, but we would be more than happy to work with anybody. Our Economic Development Committee, we just restructured that, and we started talking about some of those issues and how we can work with some of the different townships or boroughs. Whether it be issues with maybe an ordinance that might need adjusted, or just any advice or help that we can provide them in terms of how they can encourage more small businesses to come into the town. But I think we're going to see, especially that southern part of the county, Homer City's been talking about doing some other redevelopment in their downtown, in their Main Street area, prior to these announcements. So I think that they're going to definitely see an increase, but Blairsville too. I mean, I think that southern part of the county is going to see an increase in activity. And you're right, Oakland Avenue is great, and my son's all excited about Raising Cane's coming, but I think that you're going to start seeing that spill out into other areas of the county as well. But yeah, we're really lucky. We've had a lot of development here over the last few years, and when you talk to other businesses who have talked about hiring, and they're seeing all these applicants coming from out of the county, and they say, well, you guys have a lot more than we have in our county. That's something that we feel proud of, and I think that's going to even get better here over the next few years because we're going to see more people coming into the area. So we got to make sure that we're ready for it. And right now, it's preparation time to make sure we're trying to get all our ducks in a row before all this starts to happen.
Yeah, I look at 119 and from Homer City all the way to Route 22, the opportunities that exist along that highway. And there are some challenges because it's a divided highway with the concrete barriers. But those challenges can be overcome, and it can really become a really special place.
Yeah, I think anyway through Coral Grayston, Josephine, I think that you're going to see some areas that you really have potential to develop. We talked about Josephine area just on Friday, so I think that there are some different opportunities, and the highway is there. The barrier I don't think is something that's not able to be overcome there. So I think if a business is looking to come there, we'll find a way to make that work.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot of opportunities, and I think that when you're talking about thousands of people coming into the area, over the next few years, it's something that we want to make sure that we're prepared for, and we want to see as much growth as we can, and hopefully find ways to keep it sustainable for years to come.
Absolutely. Mark, thanks so much.
Thanks, Todd.
Mark Hilliard, Indiana County Chamber of Commerce, and it is the voice of Indiana County, WCCS, 101.1 FM, AM 1160, WCCSradio.com.